My friends, let me tell you about a journey unlike any other. I am Moses, a man who once stood as a prince of Egypt, then as an outcast in the desert, and finally as the chosen leader of a nation bound for freedom. My life has been one of impossibilities made possible, not by my own strength, but by the mighty hand of God. I was born into slavery, marked for death at birth, yet God had a plan. Through the bravery of my mother and sister, I was raised in Pharaoh's palace as a prince. Imagine the tension of living between two worlds, knowing the suffering of my people while living in luxury. And when I could no longer bear it, I acted out of my own strength, killing a man and fleeing into the wilderness. Have you ever felt like your mistakes disqualified you from greatness? I did too. For 40 years I wandered in obscurity as a shepherd, convinced my time was over. But God met me in the desert, in a burning bush that was not consumed. He called me not because I was qualified, but because he was sovereign. When God asked me to lead his people out of Egypt, I doubted. I told him I was slow of speech and unworthy. But God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. He showed me that it wasn't about my power, but his. And so I stood before Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, and declared, "Let my people go." The journey to freedom wasn't easy. We faced plagues, resistance, and the fear of the unknown. Even after crossing the Red Sea, my people grumbled and doubted. Leadership is not for the faint of heart. But God taught me patience and trust. When I stood on Mount Sinai and received the law, I saw the holiness of God and the weight of his covenant. And when the people sinned with the golden calf, I pleaded for mercy on their behalf. Why? Because God is a God of second chances, and he is faithful even when we are not. So, I ask you today, are you standing at your own Red Sea? Are you waiting for God to part the waters of your doubt, fear, or failure? Trust him. He is the same God who delivered an entire nation with his outstretched arm. Step forward in faith, even when the path seems impossible. God isn't just calling you to freedom for yourself. He is calling you to be a deliverer for others. Just as he used me, a man of weakness and doubt, he can use you. Say yes to his call, and watch how he transforms your life and the lives of those around you. The journey won't be easy, but with God, all things are possible. Trust in him, follow him, and let him lead you into a land of promise.